The president signed this memorandum that essentially says that undocumented immigrants cannot be included as part of the 2020 census. The title of this is an apportionment memorandum of ensuring American citizens receive proper representation in Congress. And so what the White House is saying is that giving congressional representation and political influence to undocumented immigrants, quote, would be a pervasion of our democratic principles. Now, this is obviously very controversial. We've seen a number of statements coming out opposing this. The ACLU says that it will see the president in court. This is largely, an election year play for the president.
First, they stopped the census, and now they'll decide if Trump can exclude non-citizens from it. The Supreme Court has expedited Trump v. New York, and the outcome could have a huge impact for our electorate. You've heard of court packing? Well, arguably, this could be Congress packing. I'm attorney Adrienne Lawrence, and this is Overruled. Welcome to TYT Overruled, where you get to be the judge. Our case for today concerns Trump v. New York, where SCOTUS has been asked to decide whether non-citizens may be excluded from the census. So here are the 3 things that you need to know about this case. First, here's the backstory. Federal law requires the Secretary of Commerce to give the president a state-by-state breakdown of the total U.S. population. It's by way of the census. In July 2020, Trump issued a memo directing the secretary to exclude people who are in the country illegally from the apportionment calculation. Now, New York, other state and local governments, as well as immigrants' rights groups, they sued, arguing that the apportionment calculation includes all persons who usually reside here. Now, the lower court ruled against Trump, finding that his memo violates federal law and the president doesn't have discretion to exclude illegal aliens on the basis of their legal status without regard for their residency. After agreeing to suspend the census in October, SCOTUS agreed to fast-track this case as the Secretary of Commerce's report is due to the president by December 31. Second, SCOTUS may never even get to answer the question of whether Trump can exclude non-citizens from the census because there's an issue of standing in this case. In addition to arguing that the district court's decision is flat out wrong, the Trump administration is also arguing that the challengers to his memo don't have any standing. That means that they don't have a legal right to sue. Now, standing requires 3 things. You have to show that you suffered an injury, that the injury is connected to the case, and that the court will be able to fix things. You can't bring a case in a court unless you have standing. And the lower court was never asked to address this issue because, hey, Trump didn't raise it then, but he can raise it at any time. So SCOTUS must address the standing issue before it can get to the merits of whether Trump can exclude non-citizens from the census. Third, should SCOTUS reach the merits of the case, the ruling may have huge implications for Congress, particularly the House of Representatives. The report by the Secretary of Commerce will be used to determine the number of House representatives each state gets in Congress. Some states could lose seats in the House and electors in the Electoral College. So this is somewhat of a big deal. And although SCOTUS is on no one's timeline, we likely can expect a ruling before the Secretary of Commerce's report is due to the president on December 31st. That's it. Those are the 3 things that you need to know about Trump v. New York, which the Supreme Court has fast-tracked. So what do you think? Should non-citizens who reside here be excluded from the census? And also, how do you think SCOTUS is going to rule now that we know they have a conservative majority? Let me know your thoughts below. Hit me up on Twitter using #TYTOverruled and follow us for more. Thanks for watching.